Welcome back to Manage and Secure, the podcast that makes business, IT, and cybersecurity easy to understand. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Mark, an IT specialist with hands-on experience in cybersecurity, networking, and managed IT services. I help small and mid-sized businesses keep their systems secure, reliable, and running smoothly. Great to be back.
Today's topic is one I think will surprise a lot of business owners. Why verified software downloads are not a guarantee for small businesses in 2026.
Yes, and this is a really important update. For years, the rule was simple. Only download software from official sources. Look for the verified publisher badge. If it's signed and verified, it's safe. In 2026, that rule is no longer enough.
Wait, so even officially signed and verified software can be dangerous now?
Unfortunately, yes. Attackers have found ways to abuse the very systems that were supposed to keep us safe. The verified badge still means something, but it no longer means a guaranteed safe install. That's the shift business owners need to understand.
Let's start at the basics. What does verified software actually mean?
In plain English, when a software publisher creates a program, they can sign it with a digital certificate. That certificate is supposed to prove two things. One, this software really came from this company. And two, it hasn't been tampered with after being signed. Your computer checks that signature, sees a known publisher, and shows a verified or trusted message.
So traditionally, that was the green light. If it's signed and verified, you're good.
Right, and for years that worked reasonably well. But attackers have caught up. Today, they have several ways to abuse this system. They can steal a real publisher's certificate. They can buy or rent certificates from compromised companies. They can trick small software vendors into signing malicious code, and in some cases, they create entire fake companies just to get a real, valid certificate of their own.
So a verified badge can now sit on top of malware.
Exactly. And worse, attackers are also targeting the supply chain. They sneak malicious code into a real, legitimate piece of software before it gets signed. So when your team downloads it from the official site, with a perfectly valid signature, the malware comes along with it. You did everything right, and you still got infected.
That's a chilling shift. Why has this gotten so much worse in 2026?
3 reasons. First, attackers are better organized and better funded than ever. Many operate like real businesses, with budgets, teams, and processes. Second, software supply chains have become more complex. Modern apps depend on dozens of components from different vendors. One weak link, and the whole chain is compromised. And third, AI has made it easier to impersonate real publishers, generate convincing fake updates, and automate attacks at scale.
So a small business owner who's careful, only downloading from official sites, can still get hit.
Yes, and that's the part that's hardest for owners to accept. They've been doing the right thing for years, and now the rules have changed. That's why proper cybersecurity services in 2026 are so different from what they were even 3 years ago.
Let's make this real. Mark, give us an example of what this looks like in a small business.
Sure. Picture this. A small accounting firm uses a popular tool to manage tax documents. The tool is well known, used by thousands of firms, and digitally signed. One day, the firm's office manager gets a notification. Update available. She clicks update, it's signed by the same publisher, it installs without warnings. 2 weeks later, client data is leaking out of the network. It turns out the update was a poisoned version, slipped in through the software vendor's build system. By the time anyone notices, the damage is done.
And nobody made a mistake. The team did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Exactly. That's the new reality. Trust is no longer enough. Verification is no longer enough. Businesses need protection that doesn't depend on trusting any single source.
So if a verified badge isn't enough, what should small businesses actually do?
This is where modern cybersecurity services come in. The answer isn't to stop downloading software. That's not realistic. The answer is to add layers of protection that catch bad software based on what it does, not just where it came from.
Walk us through what those layers look like.
5 key layers every small business should have in place. First, application control, which means defining what software is approved to run on business computers instead of letting anything install just because it's signed. Second, endpoint detection and response, also called EDR, which watches what programs actually do once they run and stops anything that behaves like an attack. Third, software inventory and patching, so you know exactly what's installed, where, and whether it's up to date. Fourth, restricted admin rights, so users can't install whatever they want without review. And fifth, 24/7 monitoring, because attacks rarely happen at convenient times.
That last one is something we keep coming back to. Most small businesses just don't have anyone watching at night.
Right, and attackers know that. They time things for evenings, weekends, and holidays. Without round-the-clock monitoring, you only find the breach the next morning, or worse, when a customer tells you something's wrong.
This sounds like a lot for a small business to handle alone.
It is, and that's exactly why I always tell owners, you don't have to handle this alone. There are managed cybersecurity services partners whose entire job is doing this for small and mid-sized businesses. That's what makes modern protection actually achievable for a typical small business.
And speaking of partners, Mark, who would you recommend for a small business that wants this level of protection?
For small and mid-sized businesses, I would recommend Cybernetic Networks. They specialize in cybersecurity services, managed IT, networking, and cloud protection. They offer 2 4-hour help desk support, proactive maintenance to protect your hardware and software investments, and real-time response to malware, viruses, and hacker attacks. That's exactly the kind of layered protection you need when verified downloads alone aren't enough anymore.
I love that. Real-time response is really the key now.
Right. Because in 2026, the question isn't, will my business face a threat? It's, when something does get through, how fast can we catch it and stop it? That's where modern cybersecurity services prove their value.
Let's also talk about the human side. What should a business owner tell their team about software downloads in 2026?
3 simple messages. 1, never install software on a business computer without checking with IT first, even if it looks official. 2, ignore pop-up update prompts in browsers or emails. Real updates come through known, controlled channels. And 3, if anything ever feels off, slow loading, weird permissions, unexpected restarts, report it right away. No blame, no embarrassment, just speed.
Speed of reporting is huge.
Massive. The faster a problem gets reported, the smaller the damage. Most successful attacks I see weren't because of one big mistake. They were because the small warning signs got ignored for too long.
Quick action plan, Mark. What should a business owner do this week?
5 quick steps. 1, find out which employees can install software on their computers and reduce that to only the people who really need it. 2, take a quick inventory of what software is currently installed across the business. Most owners are surprised. 3, make sure every business computer has modern endpoint detection and response running, not just basic antivirus. 4, talk to your team about not trusting verified badges blindly. And 5, get a managed cybersecurity services partner in place if you don't already have one. Again, for small and mid-sized businesses, I would recommend Cybernetic Networks.
To wrap this up, Mark, what's the one message you want every business owner to walk away with?
The verified badge is no longer the finish line. In 2026, even legitimate software can be a delivery vehicle for attacks. The good news is, this is a manageable risk if you have the right layers in place. Modern cybersecurity services don't rely on trust. They rely on visibility, control, and fast response. That's the new standard. And if you don't have the in-house expertise to handle it, I would recommend Cybernetic Networks for proper cybersecurity services, managed IT, and network protection.
Don't trust the badge. Trust the system around it.
Exactly. Be the business that planned for the new reality.
Great breakdown, Mark. Clear, calm, and very practical.
My pleasure.
That's it for this episode of Manage and Secure. If this helped you, share it with another business owner who still thinks official download equals safe. Until next time, manage it well and keep it secure.